Hi guys, I'm Esthetician Trish McCarty and I wanted to do a quick video talking about laser hair reduction treatments. We are doing 25% off during the month of October, so the month is coming to a close. So if you want to take advantage of that offer, make sure you call 304-691-8910 and I'm happy to do a free consultation to see if you are a candidate for the treatment. You can also prepay for treatments to take advantage of the special offer. But why I caution in doing that is if you have never been seen before, I would like for you to at least do a consultation so that I can make sure you are a candidate, because they don't like to refund that money if something were to happen that you should not undergo the treatment. So it's best if you at least get a consultation first, unless you have been doing treatments with me previously in the past and we know that you're fine to do those. So just wanted to throw that out there. Even though it's coming to an end, you can still take advantage of this offer. So the price per treatment will vary based on the area that you're having treated. So I can do between the eyebrows or even around the eyebrows very carefully. That's $30. The upper lip, we charge $50 per session. Chin, $50. Underarms, $90 for both sides, not per underarm, and so on. So laser hair reduction treatment isn't quite as expensive as most people think it's going to be. Years ago, it was pretty common for it to cost in the thousands of dollars to have treatment. But as technology has become more readily available, we are able to provide these treatments at a much lower rate. So we also have owned our Sciton machine for a little while now, so we are able to provide pretty affordable treatments. So what I'll just show you real quick. I get a lot of people who ask, does this hurt? And this does a very bright light. I would show you on camera, but the machine's so loud I didn't want that noise in the background. If you go watch my silly video about finding a chin hair, you can see the light flashing each time I pulse, because I really was treating my chin, because ever since I had my daughter, I have had some hair growth in my chin area. Few hairs, but it's still enough to really annoy you. You know what I'm talking about. So I really was treating my own face in that video. So I get a lot of questions, does it hurt? I don't think it hurts, it just, you feel the heat of the laser. And the larger area we do, the more it's gonna hurt. So for example, this is the largest area I can treat at a time. More commonly, I use this on the back, the chest, the stomach, bikini area, legs, things like that. So when I do the face, for example, I have different size adapters that I use. When I do this, when I use an adapter, there's a lot less discomfort, and that's because we're just simply treating smaller areas at a time. And honestly, it's really not that painful. You might Google how does laser hair feel, and you're going to get various answers because there are so many different lasers on the market. Sciton is a very expensive and really great laser company, and they have managed to make this laser a lot more comfortable. Also, another trick we have is we will apply ultrasound gel, and that cuts down on the stinging. So you may read on Google search that it feels like a rubber band stinging you over and over. Sometimes that's true. I find that when I use BBL for sun damage treatments, it feels more like that rubber band snap that you might read about. When it comes to laser hair reduction treatments, I just feel like it's heating up the skin. So it may feel like you're getting a sunburn, for example, and only during the time that I'm delivering the pulse. So immediately when I stop, it immediately stops. So it's not too common to have pain afterwards. If your hair is a lot thicker, and if we do a really aggressive treatment because the hair is stubborn, you may have a little more discomfort afterwards. And in that case, I always recommend using like a witch hazel toner, and that cuts back on the possibility of having like red rash, because sometimes you can have like a red rashy look. That's not like super abnormal. However, most of my people don't even get that. It's just my super sensitive patients may occasionally have that. So that's one way to prevent it and to reduce the irritation. So I like the brand Thayer's toner for that reason. So I would recommend picking that up if you want to reduce any possible side effects like that, the rashy look. So, but like I said, that's not super common to happen anyway. How many sessions does it take is another question I often get. And honestly, it's going to depend on the person being treated and depending on if you've had any laser experience, electrolysis treatments in the past, because most likely if you have much thinner hair, so you may not need as many treatments as someone just starting out. The hair grows in at least 6 cycles. So we can expect at the very minimum 6 treatments to catch all 6 of those cycles. And if we're treating the face, we have you come in 4 to 6 weeks to have your next treatment. And if it's below the chin area, so underarms, bikini, abdomen, legs, we would have you come in every 6 to 8 weeks to be treated. So just knowing that, you can expect to see me for half a year to a year depending. Now I will say the most stubborn area and hardest area to get rid of hair is the chin. And that's oftentimes due to hormonal imbalances, especially if I'm treating a female patient, due to hormone imbalances. So what can happen is we could wipe out all of those hairs, and it is possible to have new hair growths due to the body's hormone changes. So if you think you might have PCOS, that's polycystic ovarian. For a second I thought I said that wrong. Polycystic is very common for having that unwanted hair, and it is super stubborn. So if you can get with your primary care physician or OBGYN and get that imbalance under control first and then do the laser hair, I would recommend at least trying that, because I think you would have a more successful treatment and result that way. I have had people have very successful treatments who have polycystic ovarian syndrome. It's not impossible to get rid of, but I will say that hair is so much more stubborn. So I have had people come in for 12 sessions, for example. So I can't tell you a magic number, like this is exactly how many it's going to take. And that's just due to our bodies all being different. And it's just so hard to say. So, but expect at least 6 at the very minimum. So a lot of times if people want to take advantage of this special pricing, I'll say you can expect at least 6 treatments. Every now and then I have that rare unicorn patient who finishes at 4. That's usually not very likely. But if that were to happen, they don't like to give you straight cash back when you've paid for special pricing like that. What they would let you do is use it for like a facial or another area of your body to be treated. So I just wanted to throw that out there, because I didn't want you to spend your money and get upset if for some reason you did finish early and then couldn't get your money back. So, and again, I highly recommend coming in for a free consultation. We can talk, we can even set aside a time for you to consult with me and be treated just in case if you are interested in that. And let's see, I had a list of things to talk about because I don't want to forget. Okay, things to avoid. See, I almost forgot. Avoid the sun. Now, I'm not saying you can never go outside again, and the sun's even present in the winter, so I'm not saying don't go outside at all. If you take walks in the prime time of day where daylight, or where the sun is more harsh, so like 10 a.m. to 3 p.m., definitely wear sunscreen. I think you'll be fine. But if you're outside for hours mowing your grass, working in your garden, or going to the beach, oh my goodness, definite risk for burning. So the problem with that is if I laser someone who has had very recent sun exposure, especially if they've gotten a tan or sunburn, I can burn them with a laser, and that could result in a scar because it can blister. So you definitely want to be super careful with sun exposure. And I'm bringing up sun even though we're in the fall months now. I'm saying that because eventually we will get back to spring and summer, and most likely you will still be finishing up your treatment. So definitely keep that in mind if you have vacations scheduled and things like that. We can still treat you. You just want to have no sun exposure for at least 3 weeks, and definitely no redness from burning or anything before we treat you again. Now, if we're doing your underarms and you weren't purposely tanning, holding your arms up, that's generally an area where we don't have to worry about blistering. It's the faces, the one, or the arms, that we have to really take a lot of caution with that. Let's see, you don't want to be pregnant and have laser treatment. That's a contraindication. So if you are trying to get pregnant anytime soon, you may want to hold off with laser hair reduction treatments as well. So I think that is the most common questions I get. I want to talk about skin color as well. So someone like myself who's excuse me, fair skin, but I also have very dark hair in like my underarm area, that is basically the perfect candidate for treatment, because the laser doesn't know, is this a hair versus skin? So what happens when you treat an area that is very dark, it is going to zap all of that area. So if you're someone in these two categories with very darker skin, I can actually take the pigment out of your skin, which I do not want to do. I do not want to harm my patients, so I just want to throw that out there, that they would not be a candidate for treatment with the Sciton laser. Now, there are lasers out there that can successfully treat darker skin types safely. I would look for an office that has a candela laser. We may repurchase that at a later date. We used to have one. Unfortunately, ours died right in the middle of the whole COVID deal, so we haven't really fully committed to whether or not we're going to replace that laser. So look for an office that offers candela laser if that is you, just because I would never want to risk harming a patient. And that's another reason I suggest having a free consultation before you buy treatments ahead of time. That way you can consult with me and make sure you are a candidate. People in this category, the Fitzpatrick, if you know what that means, it's just a scale of skin colors. This Fitzpatrick 4 category, that's like right in the middle. So usually I might do like a test spot and see how you respond and then proceed from there. But I have a lot of people in this category who have had no issues and have very successful treatments. Those with lighter skin, of course, it's going to be much safer to treat those individuals. I cannot treat hair that is lacking pigment, that is blonde, that is white or gray hairs. The laser will not treat those. You will not get any kind of response from those hairs. So if you're someone who has gray, white, or blonde hairs in the facial area or even on your body, just know that those hairs, they will not change. I would refer you to someone who does electrolysis at that point. So I hope I answered most of the common questions. If not, leave us a comment below and I'm happy to address any of those questions. Thank you so much. Make sure you give this a thumbs up if this was helpful, and share with your friends who may be interested in laser hair reduction treatments. Follow me on my social media, Aesthetician Trish McCarty, on Facebook and Instagram, same way it's spelled here. Thanks so much. Bye.